I'm Samantha. Jim, nice to meet you. This is Congresswoman for the 5th District. She's here doing a Congress on your corner. Can I ask you what your name is?
Steve.
Steve? Nice to meet you.
Me too.
Are you guys doing a documentary or something?
Yes.
Hello, sir. Hi, how are you? And you know what? Can I actually make sure that you don't? People have not, have not consented to. I'm not sure who you are. I'm Elizabeth Esty.
Steve.
Hi, Steve. But this is for there's privacy things for photography.
I respect that.
Oh, hi, I'm Alexandra.
Steve.
Nice to meet you.
Me too.
Can I ask what organization you're from?
Wearechangect, Connecticut.
Okay. And what are you filming for?
Is it expensive? Tell me.
Just to basically get her response on the questions we're going to ask her.
Okay, what kind of questions are you thinking?
It's all up to him. Jim's going to ask her.
Okay.
I'm just here to record.
Hi.
Real nervous about the cameras.
What office are you?
Well, we're with wearechangect. Wearechangect Cannabis. Yeah, we're just regular people like you. No, we don't have anything with us today. I don't know. Did you bring anything, Steve? No. We have
Change Connected.
Yeah, we just grassroots citizens that just want to get the real news out to people. Like a freelance journalist, use the First Amendment, come out, ask questions to the representatives and people that need to be asked the questions to. Because our news is, like I said, controlled by 5 organizations. They're not asking the right questions. They're asking silly questions like, what are we going to do about the color of the trees? Stuff like that. They come, nonsense. Run people over. Oh, there's Jeff. Not too bad.
Get on camera. The friggin' cops just showed up. That's what we got here. They don't like the video cameras.
Oh, wearechangect.
What are you video taping for?
Grassroots.
Get a haircut?
Go out, ask the real questions. No. And try to get the real answers to them.
Yeah, they defaulted and the bank's got a bailout. They basically went to the casino, took our money and bet on hot
and they sleep in the same building, so you never get to go have fun with
and we give them a pat on the back and said, hey, it's okay, here's some more money.
Okay.
And
we're not paying for it directly out of our paycheck. We're paying for it indirectly.
Okay.
And tax money.
Property taxes went up. I'm sure you've been affected. I've been. I refuse to buy a new car because
they have to go all the way up to the roof to demand more money. It's like
gas prices. Yep. Gas prices spiked.
Yep.
From 1999. Gas prices spiked from 1999 to like 2005. You remember how fast the gas prices were going up so fast. The gas attendants were going out to the signs, changing them every couple hours.
nobody.
Up and down.
Yeah.
Mostly up. So they want more money.
Well, it's also summertime, so gas prices usually go up during the summer, unfortunately.
From 1999 to now, it went up rapidly.
Yep.
There is inflation throughout time, but this was considered hyperinflation.
Yep.
And it manipulated the price of everything else.
Yep.
Wow, okay.
I remember going to the grocery store, my mom spending $75, maybe $100 on groceries. We're spending $300 because of hyperinflation. The price of gas.
And how much has your paycheck gone up?
It barely goes up. They also manipulated the price of gas through the absence of the law. They were able to buy into oil.
Well, there have been real problems about speculation in commodities, and that's one of the things we've been looking at is what we can do to why should pension funds be speculating commodities? Why it has helped increase the the cost of commodities that, like gas, that people are using every day. And I'm not on the financial services committee that Jim Hines is, and obviously, I just started this winter. But I hear what you're saying. I have real concerns about what has happened. I agree with you. I think it was a mistake to have allowed the banks, what were the depository banks, to engage in what the speculative banks were doing. And we have all paid a big price in this country, and I think it's been a mistake. I do think it's a mistake. Now, how we go about fixing that is kind of what we're, and that's part of the challenge right now, is how we go about fixing that, because I agree with you. I think it was a huge mistake.
We should end the Federal Reserve and bring the purse back to the Congress like they should have, so we can watch where every dollar is going. We have no clue. $85 billion a month right now are being sold to who knows?
Well, Chinese are buying a lot of those T-bills right now.
But you guys aren't even being allowed to even look at this information. You're being restricted from this information. It's like the restriction to go to war. You're restricted to do everything else.
I would agree with you. That's one of my pet peeves as well. I think Congress has abdicated too much authority in a lot of these areas.
Yes.
So first, let me thank all of you for coming out today, because it's a hot day, it's a long weekend, and people have been waiting. And people have been waiting, and I do want to appreciate. I want to thank all of you, because democracy is not a spectator sport. It does involve people getting involved. It is a republic, but it's a democratic republic. You're right. It's not a direct democracy, because that would be even more dysfunctional probably than
which is what we have right now.
It is pretty dysfunctional.
And it's exactly why we're totally twisted in this country. But may I ask you one question? My name is Jermaine.
Hi, very nice to meet you.
I'm with We Are Change Connecticut.
Yes.
And the question I'd like to ask you is because this, Barkley actually bring up this in a form 2 weeks ago. Fluoridation of the public water supply. I understand this is not controlled by the Congress.
Right, that's a state issue.
Which is the FDA doesn't even want to touch it either. They want to leave that up to individual states and locals. But yet, our state forced in 1965 a mandate to fluoridate all public water with I think over either 15 or 20,000 population, which every city has already expanded that anyway. So every city in the state that has municipal water is fluoridated. What is there that we could do in the state of Connecticut so that we, the people, have that right, which our own state constitution gives us the right to not be forced medicated, also the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And fluoride is actually poisoning the American people in this country.
It calcifies the pineal gland.
And many other things. It actually says it causes bone disease in the facilities where they administer this. I actually went to the Waterbury facility and did a tour. And in there they have a sign that says it creates bone cancer, and which can cause osteoporosis, any kind of arthritis problems because it eats at your joints.
Well, I think the thing to do is, this is regulated through the Department of Public Health for the state of Connecticut. It has been, much as people rail against the federal government doing too much, this actually has been something that has been left to the states to deal with. And, Joe Markley is a smart guy. He's an effective advocate. And it is to work through your elected representatives to get legislation introduced. But I will say, given that it is fairly settled in states at this point, I would urge you to, assemble, you're going to want to assemble scientific experts to make the case of the downside, because clearly they make showings about benefits for tooth decay, for example. And I'm saying, but that's the kind of record you're going to. No, it's going to be part of what you need to do, and then take it to the Public Health Committee. But take it, introduce legislation, take it to the Public Health Committee, and that's the route.
Now I know you live in Cheshire, so you have WELP most likely.
No, I'm in the middle of town, so
even better. So I'm
on city water, town water,
or something like that.
Town water.
What is your
Hi,
opinion?
Sam. How are you? Thank you for your patience. Good. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I said hi in case you need to go.
What is your opinion on fluoridation of the public water supply?
Based on what I know from my own experience, and I have to say I'm not an expert, I'm not a doctor, I haven't done extensive research on this.
As a mother and as a free human being in the city,
I have been supportive of it, relying on. Thanks so much. And that's based in part on consultation on this and a number of other issues, vaccinations, fluoridation, that I talk with extensively with my pediatrician, who I've known for a long period.
That something else is beneficial.
I'm always open to actual information. and scientific information. No, and I am. And there are things at points in our history that we thought were one way, and then we learned more information later. Right, exactly. Which doctors recommended, exactly. So again, and
dentists recommend fluoride.
So that is why.
But they're not a medical physician that know the heart, the kidney, especially now with over 70% of Americans in this country are prescription drugged. No one knows the effect of what certain prescriptions may do with a fluoridated person. There probably are problems, and we just don't know this because of that.
So that's why I think this is a perfect area for people to be doing medical research and presenting. And again, I say, my decision to continue with fluoridation with my children was based on conversations, not with...
Which should be a personal choice, though, anyways, but not a state choice.
Based again,
not a forced mandated.
Well, we have done that with vaccines. Right?
Bill Gates has mosquitoes with vaccines.
But it's one in which, again, given particularly that this is a state issue, again, I thank you for your passion, for your commitment on this.
Can you hang back for a minute?
Yeah, and actually, Jody, who has worked at the state, can also actually get some more information.
No problem.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Sure.
How do you feel on the medical marijuana issue in Connecticut?
Again, I am not working on the state issues right now.
Well, how are you going to prevent the feds from coming in, because it is a state law, and you know how federal law supersedes state law, and just like out in California and everywhere else that they passed it, the feds go in, they shut down the dispensaries, and these people can't get their medications. So what can we do to prevent that from happening?
I can
I think Jody, because she's been working on this at the state issue, because I've not been tracking it at the federal level with that intersection. But let's get some more information, and we'll get some information to you.
Right, thank you.
And I do agree.
I appreciate your time, too.
When states do try to enact things, it is important that we figure out how to support that. And having served at the state level, I do.
Thank you for your time.
Mr. Representative, how you doing today? One question, please. Fluoridation of the public water supply. How do you feel about that, sir? How do you feel? Fluoridation of the public water supply. Do you believe the people should be poisoned by the state?
No, I don't think.
Can we repeal that bill, sir?
The CDC.
Can we repeal that bill, sir? Let's talk about Fast and Furious, man. Can we talk about that? Talk about the U.S. government selling guns to the Mexicans to create a problem? No, we're not going to talk about that. Next comment.
I got elected in November.
Yeah, I know. Here we go.
Okay, and now I'm just saying.
Let's do something about it then. Let's talk about Fast and Furious. You're wasting my time tonight.